22. Long Rifle Match Grade. The .22 long rifle is usually known for being the cheapest ammo on the market, but the match grade versions like Ely 10X or Lapua Exact tell a completely different story. While you can buy a basic .22 rifle for under $200, a single case of 500 high-end rounds can cost you over $250. These bullets are expensive because they undergo extreme quality control, where every single round is inspected for perfect velocity and weight. Olympic shooters use this ammunition because at 50 meters, even a tiny mistake in the gunpowder can mean the difference between a gold medal and losing the competition. The financial irony here is that you can easily spend more on one box of premium Lapua Midas Plus than you did on the actual gun you are shooting it from. Standard .22 LR costs only 5 to 10 cents. But these Olympic-level rounds cost 80 cents each. In 2026, serious precision shooters often invest in 1,000 rounds of match-grade ammo for practice, which costs nearly $500, double the price of a budget Ruger or Savage rifle. If you want absolute precision, you have to accept that the lead flying out of the barrel is worth more than the steel it's traveling through. 308 Winchester Match Grade. The .308 Winchester became the NATO standard after World War II, but today's match-grade versions, like Sierra Match King, have turned it into an expensive obsession, while a standard round costs 80 cents. These precision bullets run between $1.20 to $2.50 each because they are engineered to tolerances of 1/10,000th of an inch. To put that in perspective, a single month of practice about 200 rounds will cost you $400. This creates a shocking reality where your entire ammunition supply for one weekend costs exactly the same as a budget Savage Axis or Ruger American rifle. For a serious precision shooter, the annual bill can easily reach $6,000, making the rifle the cheapest part of the hobby. During World War II, soldiers used similar rounds that cost only 10 cents in today's money, but they couldn't dream of the accuracy we have now. At 1,000 yards, even a tiny variation in powder charge means missing the target by several feet. Modern competition shooters now engage steel at 1,200 yards with ease, but they have to accept that their wallet will feel every single hit as much as the target does. 9mm Premium for high-point pistols. The Hi-Point C9 is famously the cheapest semi-automatic pistol in America, often selling for as little as $140. It's a gun that many people mock, but when you load it with premium defensive ammunition, the economics become truly bizarre. High-end rounds, like Speer Gold Dot 9mm plus P, cost $1.80 per trigger pull. To properly test your gun's reliability and fill 3 magazines, you'll need about 100 rounds by the time you finish loading your magazines. The ammunition in your hand is officially more expensive than the $150 pistol you are putting it into. Why such a massive price gap? These bullets use bonded core technology, where the lead is chemically welded to the copper jacket to ensure it doesn't fall apart when hitting car glass or heavy clothing. This is the same engineering trusted by 70% of American police departments today. Back in World War II, 9mm ammo for German submachine guns cost around 5 cents, meaning modern premium loads are 36 times more expensive. You aren't just buying lead and brass. You are paying for decades of ballistic research that ensures the bullet stops the threat, even if the gun firing it is the cheapest one on the shelf. 45. ACP Premium for Hi-Point. The Hi-Point 45 ACP model sits on the shelf for just $199, a price that makes it one of the most accessible heavy hitters in America. However, feeding this beast with premium defensive ammunition, like Federal HST or Hornady Critical Defense, quickly changes the math. These high-end hollow points cost anywhere from 45 cents to a full $1 per round. Because the .45 caliber is physically larger than a 9mm, it requires more lead, copper, and powder, driving the price up to the point where 200 rounds equals the cost of the gun. Modern engineering is what makes these rounds so expensive compared to the 15-cent hardball ammo used by soldiers in World War II. Today's jacketed hollow points are designed with expansion pedals that open to nearly 3/4 of an inch upon impact. This creates a devastating wound cavity that wartime full metal jacket rounds could never achieve. High point proves an uncomfortable truth for budget-conscious shooters. The gun is the cheap part, but the operational cost of high-quality defense will eclipse your initial investment before you even finish your first few boxes of ammo. 7mm Remington Magnum. Introduced in 1962, the 7mm Remington Magnum represents the peak of American long-range hunting design. Today, premium ammunition for this caliber averages $1.76 per round. If you prepare for a hunting season with 300 rounds for practice and zeroing, you are looking at a bill of $528. This amount equals or even exceeds the cost of entry-level rifles like the Savage 110 or Remington 783, which typically retail between $500 and $600. Why is it so pricey? Magnum means more of everything, more brass for the casing, and nearly 70 grains of slow-burning powder. These rounds utilize premium projectiles like Barnes TSX or Nosler partition to maintain stability past 500 yards. Compared to the World War II era .30-06, the 7mm mag pushes bullets 300 feet per second faster, resulting in a flatter trajectory and 20% more energy on target, while a hunter might only fire 40 rounds a year. The cost of those high-performance shots, combined with the fact that the barrel needs replacing after 1,500 rounds, makes this a very expensive long-term relationship. 300 AAC Blackout subsonic. The 300 Blackout was born for special operations, designed to be fired silently from a suppressed AR-15. In 2026, a complete upper receiver for this rifle costs between $300 and $500, but the operational tax is where it gets expensive. Premium subsonic loads run from $1.50 to $3 per round. By the time you fire just 200 rounds of high-end subsonic ammo, you have spent as much on lead as you did on the entire upper half of your rifle. Why pay $3 a shot? Subsonic rounds travel below 1,100 feet per second, eliminating the loud sonic crack. Companies like Gorilla and Lehigh Defense use CNC-machined solid copper bullets to ensure they still expand at low speeds. During World War II, German engineers tried and failed to make subsonic ammo reliable for the MP40. But modern metallurgy has solved it. Each trigger pull might cost as much as a cup of coffee. But in close quarters combat, the ability to engage targets without deafening your team is worth every penny of that premium price. Premium hunting ammunition. Barnes Nosler. Federal Premium Barnes TSX and Nosler ballistic tip have revolutionized the hunting world. But they've also made practice sessions very expensive. These rounds cost between $170 and nearly $4 each, meaning a 200-round season of practice and hunting can run you up to $780. This creates a massive price gap when you realize that entry-level hunting rifles, like the Ruger American or Savage Axis, often sell for only $400. You are effectively shooting the value of 2 rifles through your barrel every single season. These bullets are masterpieces of engineering. The Barnes TSX is 100% solid copper, retaining 99% of its mass after impact, compared to only 60% in traditional World War II-era bullets. John Nosler invented the partition bullet in 1946, because military surplus ammo kept failing on moose. Today, a Barnes TSX can punch through an elk's shoulder, destroy both lungs, and exit the other side. For a guide in Alaska facing a 900-pound grizzly, a $50 box of ammo is the cheapest life insurance policy money can buy, even if it costs more than the rifle itself. Dragon's Breath shotgun shells. Dragon's breath ammunition is less like a bullet and more like a pyrotechnics show in a shell, costing between $4 and $6 per shot, while you can pick up a basic single-shot 12-gauge shotgun for about $100. The cost of the show adds up fast. If you fire just 25 shells, you've spent $125, officially making the ammo more expensive than the actual gun. These shells are packed with magnesium pellets that ignite into a 30-meter cone of fire, burning at a terrifying 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, while John Wick made them famous. They are highly restricted because they can easily start massive brush fires. During World War II, the military used massive flamethrowers to clear bunkers, and Dragon's Breath is essentially a miniaturized, shotgun portable version of that effect. You aren't paying for lead here. You are paying for specialized manufacturing and the high insurance costs manufacturers must carry. It is completely impractical for self-defense, but for those few seconds of watching a 100-foot flame erupt from your barrel, many shooters find the $5 price tag worth every cent. 28. Nosler Premium. The 28 Nosler is the absolute cutting edge of long-range hunting, pushing bullets past 3,000 feet per second with blistering energy. Premium loads for this caliber cost between $3 and $6 each, meaning a 100-round supply for practice and hunting hits the $500 mark. This matches the price of many entry-level bolt-action rifles, effectively doubling your investment before you even step into the woods. It's a cartridge designed for the kind of extreme accuracy beyond 1,200 meters that snipers in World War II could only dream of. The ballistics are staggering. At 500 yards, this bullet still carries more energy than most standard rounds have at the muzzle. However, that performance comes with a heavy price tag beyond just the ammunition. Each shot burns over 80 grains of expensive powder, and the extreme heat wears out the barrel in as few as 800 rounds. For a serious elk hunter, the annual cost of ammo and barrel maintenance can reach $3,000, making the rifle itself a minor expense in the long-term equation. It is the ultimate tool for shots across deep canyons, but only if you have the budget to feed it. Tracer and incendiary ammunition. Tracer ammunition looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the cost of this laser show is very real. In 2026, a single 7.62 by 39 tracer round costs $4.50, while 300 Blackout versions can hit nearly $9 per shot. This creates a bizarre situation where 100 rounds of ammo can cost as much as $900, nearly double the price of the AK-47 rifle firing them. You are quite literally burning money that leaves a visible trail in the sky. These rounds work by using a pyrotechnic compound like magnesium in the base that ignites upon firing, creating a glowing red or orange streak. During World War II, American bomber crews used a 4-to-1 ratio, loading one tracer for every 4 standard rounds to track their fire against enemy fighters. While spectacular for night shooting today, they are banned in many states because they burn at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit and can easily spark wildfires. You aren't paying for lead here. You're paying for the privilege of watching your money arc through the air in a streak of light that lasts only 3 seconds. 338 Lapua Magnum. The 338 Lapua Magnum wasn't built for sports. It was engineered for military snipers to take out targets beyond 1,500 meters. Ammunition costs between $5 and $10 per round, meaning a simple practice session of 300 rounds will set you back $2,100. For many shooters using entry-level rifles, the cost of just 1 year's worth of ammunition will exceed the entire purchase price of the firearm. Born from a need to bridge the gap between .30-06 and the massive 50 BMG, this round can penetrate body armor at 1,000 meters. It's so powerful that a Canadian sniper used it to set a world record for a confirmed kill at over 3,500 meters. However, each shot burns 90 grains of expensive powder and wears out the barrel so fast that you'll need a $1,500 replacement every few years. As sniper instructors often say, The gun is the cheap part. Everything else costs forever. If you want the ultimate long-range performance, you must be prepared for your wallet to take a bigger hit than the target. 50 BMG, the king of expensive ammunition. The 50 BMG is the undisputed king of civilian ammunition in America. But firing it is like throwing money into a furnace. A single round costs between $5 and $10. Meaning that firing just 500 rounds will set you back $2,500. This creates a staggering financial reality. The ammunition for a single year of shooting costs more than a brand new Safety Harbor or Serbu BFG-50 rifle, designed by John Browning in 1918. This round armed every American plane and tank during World War II, delivering 10 times the energy of a standard .308. It can punch through an inch of steel plate at 500 yards and stays accurate past 2,000 yards. However, the maintenance tax is brutal. A typical range day can cost $1,400, and the barrel often needs a $3,000 replacement after just 1,500 shots. Over 5 years, a serious shooter might spend $50,000 on consumables, making the rifle purchase feel like a minor down payment on an incredibly expensive lifestyle.